The biggest names in sports are all on IsraelSportsRadio.com.
Well, it's a pleasure to have right now the owner of the Miami Heat, Mr. Raanan Katz, and thank you for being on the program. Congratulations, first of all, to the Miami Heat winning the championship.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. It's perfectly clear out here. We're can hear you loud and clear. And
go ahead.
It was such a great series for you guys, a great playoff run. And I feel like LeBron James really solidified himself as the best player in the NBA, three-time MVP, NBA Finals MVP. And I feel like the tide has turned where people really are going to get on the LeBron James bandwagon. And we just had Jim Williams on. He mentions that these titles in the NBA seem to come in three. So the future looks very bright in Miami. And kind of the goal at this point, are you looking at a dynasty, just won one title, but, you know, the saying is you want one, you want two, you want three. So is dynasty kind of the thinking on the minds right now, people in Miami Heat world?
Well, you said almost everything which I could have told you, no?
All right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You did a very good job. And actually, it's about time for people to recognize that LeBron is maybe the best player in the world, you know, right now, at least at this time. And, you know, we have a good team. Actually, we can always use some help, but this definitely was a year for LeBron to win the championship. And we hope we can continue for a long time to go.
Mr. Katz, Andy Gershman here. Thank you so much for being on Israel Sports Radio. Question for you. You know, with all the talk surrounding LeBron and kind of solidifying his legacy, you know, with quote unquote finally getting a title, which, you know, I think is a little overrated. Your head coach Eric Spoelstra, you know, he's in a kind of a no-win situation. You know, if he wins a title, he should. If he doesn't, he can't coach. Do you think that, I mean, shouldn't this just go away and people should give credit to a guy who has to, you know, manage superstars and manage a team and keep the team focused? Even, you know, when they were down in the playoffs, he really led the team. And, you know, do you think he's one of the most underrated coaches in the NBA?
Well, I mean, only, you know, maybe you underrated him, but not, you know, not myself or anybody in Miami. He's a good coach. He proved himself. You know, he knew how to swim between the fishes, I could say.
Right.
He handled the superstars very, very nicely. He's not underrated by any means. And, you know, and he should continue. There's no reason. He proved himself that, you know, we won a championship, even when we are under pressure. You know, when we play in Boston, let's say we're down 3-2 when we are Game 6 in Boston, and he proved he did the right combination to win.
You know, it's interesting that since 1980, I love saying this fact that there's only been 9 franchises to win an NBA title, and your franchise, of course, one of them with 2 championships this past season in 2006. I kind of feel like there's a certain formula to winning an NBA title, and once you have it, you just keep running with the formula, whatever it may be. So do you kind of feel sometimes the NBA that it's you have a certain segment of the haves and then the have-nots, and then you just jump in the haves and just keep running with it because only a few teams really win an NBA title at the end of the day?
Well, you know, it's a lot more than that. You know, you have to put a formula of players that will complement one another, to play together, and have the same goal. You know, to win a championship. You know? And that's really what happened in 2006, and that's what happened this year. Now again, the combination which we put, as you know, it proved to be a winning combination, and that's what that's what happened. You know, so it's not everyone, depending on how you count them. Is it start with the coaching staff to the players to anybody else around? You know, if you're determined to win and you have the right frame of mind to win, you have all the chance in the world to win.
Now, it's interesting. I want to go into your personal basketball history because those of you who are not listening, you're actually quite a good basketball player. You were on the Israeli national basketball team, and then you were invited to join the Boston Celtics training camp. and you almost made the squad, and then there was some guy named John Havlicek who took your spot. Do you think they made the wrong decision? Maybe they could have taken you instead, and you would be John Havlicek. Of course, things would have been different. You might not have been an owner of a team, but what is that? That must be kind of a cool story to tell that John Havlicek took your final spot. Do you ever talk about that at the dinner table once in a while?
Well, again, I used to, you said it, but it was very interesting. I was invited to the Celtics camp. Unfortunately, the Celtics was the best team in the world at that time. And then they had a rookie camp together with me and John Havlicek. By the end of the day, Red Auerbach told me, Raanan, you're a nice guy. You came from Israel, you can help with some tickets. So that time the attendance was very, very bad, But however, I had to choose between you and John Havlicek, and I think I made my choice.
Right.
So it's only because when I played with the U.S. All-Star team against Harlem Gloves with us. And I had a nice tour. I went to many cities in America, And this was the end of my playing basketball career. I played with Maccabi Tel Aviv veterans in the 90s and whatever it is. But again, maybe if I stayed there, definitely I would not be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Today, John Havlicek was a very nice guy. He has 2 Wendy's franchise, And what I have, I'm sure you know. So it's a combination of both. And if you want me to continue this, about 12 years ago when we were playing, I came back. There was a party, the agent passed away, unfortunately, Bob Wolf. And I came after the Miami Heat game, and John Havlicek was at the party. When I came, John Havlicek took the microphone and said to everybody, Raanan and myself came together to the NBA. The only difference that I'm out and he's in. So I guess I didn't make not bad enough choice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, let me ask you this. You were a star, obviously, in Israel. We see Omri Caspi with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lior Eliyahu's contract. He still has it with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What do you see as the future? I mean, basketball is such an international sport. You see a lot of guys coming to Israel to keep their careers going. But what do you see as far as Israelis continuing to break into the NBA?
Well, Israeli has the same chance as everybody else, Omri Caspi, for instance, he proved that he can play in the NBA. He has a desire to play very hard, very, very hard, and he can do it. This question really, it's up to them. Same way that you got a player from Serbia, from Lithuania, from other Spain, or whatever it is, and makes NBA. Israelis just as same good chance. It's only up to the individual, and they can do it.
It's interesting. I want to go back to a different topic before we're back to the players that personally you have done a lot of big business ventures, real estate, and so on, and a lot of owners that own NBA teams do that. They make money outside, and then the basketball is kind of a passion, almost of love, a little more than money, if you will, and there's outside thoughts and forces, that it's not just a business. There's a passion involved. Do you feel the same way, that you're the owner of the Miami Heat out of a passion, a love for the game of basketball?
It's the same thing when I'm owner of Miami Heat. I used to be owner of Maccabi Tel Aviv, but you have to understand, you don't make money in sport.
Right.
That's if you want to make money, you find another another type of business. Maybe you buy another shopping center, so whatever it is, you do it for the love, for the passion, for whatever you like, you like to do, and not for any other reason. Anybody believes that you can make money in sport, think again.
It's so right on. And it's interesting because a lot of the owners last year, there was the situation of the lockout where they were saying, "Hey, we're losing money here," but and that's why I thought there might be a lockout that might happen. But at the end of the day, these owners, they just like, I think, the game so much, as you mentioned, and they just keep on and going. And I wanted to ask you also, what are your relationships with the players? Are they? Is it more than just they're your employees? It's like their family as well, or people that are close. And how do you feel about the players that play for your franchise?
My relationship is really good, but again, I keep a very clear distance. I don't interfere with their life. I don't go myself on them. I'm trying to keep that relationship. Anybody who see Miami games, I see where I sit. You see that many of the players, including LeBron James, come to me before the game, shake my hand. I say good luck. That's really my entire thing with him. I encourage him as much as I can. I never interfere in anything personal or whatever it is. That's the way it should be. It should be done. It's a professional way, and that's the way I am.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the way you'd have to do it. And one last question before we let you go. One thing that was also happening with LeBron James, this was his third trip to the NBA Finals and finally won it. And last year, when the Heat came up a little short against the Mavericks, was there kind of a feeling, did anyone talk to LeBron and say, hey, hang in there, you're going to have another chance at this thing, at the end of the day, you're going to be a champion, and kind of motivated him and gave him a pep talk? Because so many people were down on him last year. So did anyone pull him aside and talk to him and say, hey, you're going to make it, hang in there?
Listen, LeBron is a professional. He knew what it is. I want to remind you that it took Michael Jordan many, many years, I think 9 years almost,
right,
until he became a champion. LeBron understood what it is. We put together a team 2 years ago. The team almost made it. I want to remind you, anybody who follows the 6 games against Dallas, that game number 2, we were up by 15 points in about 6 minutes to go. Then was some letdown celebration,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, we lost. And this that makes the whole turn, in the series, because if we won game number 2 in Miami, I'm sure that we would won last year also. But that NBA, whoever good in particular game, will win. But LeBron understood it, and anybody saw really, if you ever want to see how great LeBron is. Get a tape of game number 6 in Boston. Our back was against the wall. If we lost this game, we're out. He scored 45 points because he scored more points, and he did. And what happened. So yeah. LeBron will be okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. And we look forward to more championships to come. Mr. Katz, we certainly thank you for your time. We know you're very busy. We certainly appreciate it here on Lewis Live on Israel Sports Radio. And good luck to the Miami Heat next season.
Thank you very much, and do good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Katz.